Many people around the world still believe that life in Canada is easy. But honestly, in 2026, surviving in Canada has become more difficult than people imagine. Rent keep increasing. Groceries are also going higher. Gas is changing constantly, and even some of the people working full-time are still struggling financially. Today I want to talk about really cost of life in Canada and what many immigrants are facing silently. Hello everyone, welcome back to KHP Canada. If you are new here, you have a dream to come to Canada, or you think immigrating to Canada, or you are planning to come to Canada, this is a better place for you. On this channel, we talk about the reality abroad and also showing people some of the ways that can help them make it in Canada, either you are outside or already in Canada. If you are new here, consider to subscribe. Without wasting your time, let us dive in. Sorry for my mic holding. I'm holding my mic today because I've realized that when I'm doing a video at this area, whenever the windy is so much, sometimes people are struggling to hear me, because when it's thick on my chest and I'm trying to face the camera, so my voice is going this camera direction, and sometimes the windy is blowing it away and people will not hear me clearly. Canada, it's still a beautiful country with a lot of opportunities. One thing many people don't realize is this: living here, it's expensive. And for newcomers, the pressure can become very heavy very quickly. You know, this video, it's not about to scare anybody, but this is the truth of life abroad. Because I know my fellow Africans and everyone outside of Canada, even those who are already here, don't know this. This is something that not everyone can put on social media. It's just a way to prepare you if you are planning to move abroad. Because life abroad sometimes is not easy, just as anyone may think about it, especially outside. You know, in Swahili we always say that nyumba ambao hulali huwezi ukajua mahali ambapo panavuja. Na sometimes you think living like someone, lakini ukiangalia the lifestyle huyo mtu anaishi, maybe unaonaga outside. But if someone come and tell you the truth, the inner side, sometimes you may take your time and plan well about the kind of lifestyle you want to approach. Like I said, I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm just trying to help you so that you may be well prepared. And if I'm doing this, it's not that that is the kind of life I am in, but it's something out of experience that I'm trying to share. I've been in this country for a couple of years now, and for sure I'm not struggling. I'm good here. There is those who are making it and others are also struggling. And the main problem is like we are immigrating without knowing the system and without knowing the truth. That's why somehow, in some other point, and for some other people, the pressure is becoming so heavy. So I don't want you to fall into that kind of pressure. That's why I'm trying to do this and try to explain it to you so that you may be well prepared. Because the cost of living in a new country somehow may be different from what you are used to. And especially in the case of, let me say, like, for example, Africa and Canada, it's totally different. Totally different. So it's good for you to understand this if you are planning to come to Canada, so that you can come well prepared, so that you cannot fall into a trap of not understanding everything. The end of the day, you will end up looking to quit or to leave the country you are in, especially Canada. I'm just trying to talk about Canada because it's the country I've been in for a couple of years now. So you may end up quit or looking for a way to exit instead of staying. After leaving, you're already here. Somehow you start a new life. Quitting and going back to your home country, you are also going to start afresh. And that one can be even more heavy on you. So that's why I'm trying to do this and make it well understandable to everyone who want to move abroad. When many immigrants just arrived in Canada, they are excited. Post everywhere. Every time you will see them on social media. Maybe it's one of your friends or your relatives, and every time he would like to chat you. Sometimes he chats you, sometimes you chat them, and they are also you are also getting their response very quick. But after a certain time, you will realize that somehow you chat someone, but it takes time for them to respond to you. Do you ask yourself, what is the reason people are not answering your chat on the time? Everyone is excited when you come to Canada or where you reach somewhere in abroad, and everything become clean. You see everything is clean, everything is organized, everything feels modern. But after a few weeks, reality start appearing. You will begin paying everything for yourself, and suddenly you will realize actually how expensive daily life is. Rent alone can take a huge part of your income, because somehow you are used to a rent. Like, if we can compare, let me just say the amount in dollar. Like, for example, you are used to a rent maybe from $100 to $500. In many countries, that is a very good house, an affordable house. Okay, it can be a bit heavy maybe for some people in certain countries, but that is the minimum many people pay for rent in certain countries, and maybe you are used to that system. Reaching here, you may start thinking from maybe 700 going up to 5,000 depending on your family size. Then you add grocery. Grocery also will be expensive. Maybe in your country you only use $100 or $200 monthly, but here you will end up reach to 800, 1,000 and plus. That is grocery. You did not put transportations. If you are using a public means, it's not really low. It must be a bit higher too. But if you have your own car or your personal means of transport, it is also expensive. If you compare the gas you are using, maybe God blessed you where you are and you had maybe a car, you have been paying gas, you will end up realize that somehow it's not really cheap here. It's cheaper, but not really cheap. And the other thing will be the insurance. Once adding the insurance on top of that, you will realize that it's very higher. There is also your internet, which will cost you more than how you used to pay back home. Your cell phone. In Canada, the system is different from our telephone companies that we are used to, especially in Africa. In Africa, you can buy airtime and put into your line, and then you will communicate, either it's for bundles and things like that. But here you need to pay monthly. So you are not going to be buying data by yourself. You are not going to be buying credit because you want to call someone, but you are going to have a package or a monthly bill that you will be paying whenever you are using a cell phone. So things are different here. That's why I want you to be prepared and know the system before you move in, to make things easy for you. There is also a tax. You need to pay tax. In everything you need to pay tax. So if it's for your grocery, you need to know that you must pay tax. And that is very important because you cannot skip the tax. But the tax is not cheap. You will pay tax on your grocery. You will pay tax whenever you are working, and in so many things. So you better understand the system and know that once you are here, you will need to pay tax. So your monthly income, removing rent, and all the other things that you need, all the necessary things that you need to do, plus tax, you will end up realize that the amount remaining, it's less. And little by little, money disappear faster. You know, sometimes people outside of Canada think that everybody here is rich. And other even say that inchi kama hiyo iwezi kuwa na chokora wako. Chokora wako. But honestly, many people are trying to survive while building their stability slowly. If you think that just entering Canada will make you rich, you are lying to yourself. If you think that being here, it's something that will make you have a lot of money at once, no, you are lying to yourself. Life here needs more of patience, time, and you need to build it slowly. So sometimes I think about those people who are having something to do in their country. Somehow, they can also build their life slowly if they want. But it's just like everyone's mind is thinking about Canada, which is not bad. The only thing is to understand the system and know how are you going to do it in this country. Because if you come with your back home mindset, it will be hard for you to make it in Canada. And somehow you will realize that maybe you did a bad choice. Like personally, one thing that shocked me the most was grocery prices. You walk into a grocery store, you pick few items, but when you want to pay, you will realize that your bill become very high. So for that to enter your mind, you can even take your calculator and start doing some calculation. You will not get the real price, because the price you are about to pay and what you are going to get will be very different. So it's good to understand the system. Once you understand the system and you know that it's your responsibility to pay your taxes, that's where you will understand how to survive in Canada, how to do your grocery. Because if you are new in Canada, grocery may be more complicated than even how you think. And nowadays, food price is also increasing. And somehow, when you have a family, the pressure become even more bigger. You know, car insurance can be more higher according to your locations, your driving history, your age, and also experience. You are new in Canada. You don't have Canadian experience in the area of driving. Your insurance must be very high. So by the time you catch up and have experience, have Canadian experience, that will make your insurance go a little bit lower, you will suffer. And you cannot survive in Canada easily without a car. Yes, people survived, but it's very hard. Also depending on your location. In some towns and some areas, you cannot depend on the public means only, especially if you are working. And honestly, sometimes you will end up starting calculating every dollar carefully, because life in Canada requires a very strong and a serious budgeting. And people outside are saying, why is it like we're asking them money, they are not sending to us the way we want? Sometimes they are just sending few dollars. Sometimes they are not even doing it. My prayer is that everyone can come in Canada and experience the reality here. For immigrants, the beginning can become emotionally difficult, especially when stable jobs are not easy to find immediately. And the big problem is like some newcomers arrive expecting quick success, easy money, stability immediately. Those are the things that are killing our fellow immigrants, especially, just our fellow immigrants after arriving in Canada and their expectations. But the truth is, many immigrants work very hard before reaching stability. Some people are doing high shifts, others are doing multiple jobs, and others are doing a lot of overtimes, and all of those just to survive and support families. Because while you are trying to survive here, families back home may also expect some financial support. That combination creates a silent stress. Many people never talk about it online. So the question becomes, is Canada still worth it despite the cost of living? Honestly, let me laugh a little bit, because my answer is yes, at the same time, no. Canada still has opportunities, safety, there is healthy structure, healthcare, education, and possibility for growth. That's why it's a better place for the little one. If you come here with your kids, you are lucky because they are going to enjoy. But success here requires patience. And I believe many people suffer because their expectations before coming was not realistic. You know, Canada is not magic, but it's a place where hard work, discipline, adaptation, and consistency. And one important thing that Canada taught me is financial discipline. You learn quickly that budgeting matters, planning matters, saving matters. If you have an opportunity to come and you don't have those three, Canada will teach you. Because a small financial mistake can be very expensive here. If I say very expensive, I mean it. Ask some of our fellow Africans who are already here in abroad. They will tell you. But I also learned something important. Even during difficult seasons, progress still possible. Many immigrants who struggle at first eventually build a stable life through patience and consistency. And that gives hope. So, if you are really planning to move to Canada, that's a very good idea. And I really encourage you to do it. But you need to be well prepared mentally, emotionally, and financially. And if you are already here struggling, please remember you are not alone. Many people are silently struggling every day, trying to make a better future. So it cannot only be here in Canada. You need to know that even outside Canada, it's still the same. Like this video if you connect with this message. Subscribe to KHP Canada. Share this video with someone who is planning to move abroad so that they can be prepared before making their way. And comment below, what shocked you most about life in Canada? Do you think Canada is still worth it in 2026? Thank you for watching and God bless you. See you on our next video.